Salvete discipuli, this is Help for Your Latin Studies, Henle First Year Latin, exercise 85. And we have just been learning a little bit about adjectives of the first and second declension. And in this exercise, we are being asked to translate some English phrases into Latin. I want to remind you some adjective rules to keep in mind. So adjectives must agree with their nouns, with the nouns that they modify in gender, number, and case. You want the endings of those both to agree. And the other thing to keep in mind as we're translating from English to Latin, if the adjective is an adjective of quantity, in other words, if it's saying how high, how many, how large, how long, if it's a quantity adjective, those adjectives will generally come before the noun that they modify. But if it's an adjective of quality, like good or bad, then those quality adjectives will generally follow the noun that they modify. So it's another step, it's another question to think through as you translate these phrases from English to Latin. So far we've been given a small list of adjectives here on page 73, and these are all adjectives of the first and second declension. So depending on the noun that they modify, whether it's a masculine, feminine, or neuter noun, we want to decline those adjectives of the first and second declension according to Rule 72 in the blue grammar book. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. The first step that I like to take when I am translating from English to Latin is to determine the gender, number, and case of the noun and then make sure that I know what to do to match that adjective as well. So I want to first determine the gender, number, and case. All right, so for number one, we have with many soldiers. You know what, skip that because we did that in exercise 84. So I want to let's try a different one. Let's do number two. In the high mountains. Okay, so mountains, this is clearly plural. Our vocabulary word for mountains is mons, montes. That genitive singular ending is tells me it's a third declension noun. And mons, montes is actually, it is masculine. It's an exception to the Sachs rule in the third declension. We kind of, in our class, we kind of talked about, like, just remember mountain man. It's a masculine noun. So mons, montes is masculine. Now, in this case, it is a, let's see, gender, number, case. So we know it's masculine. It's talking about more than one mountain. So this is plural. And then the case we're going for is going to be ablative because it follows the preposition in. So ablative. So I just write that first so that I know, so it's going to guide me as I decline the noun and then the adjective that follows it. Another question I need to ask, high, is this a quantity or quality adjective? And I would say how high, how many, this is quantity. So this adjective is going to precede its noun, okay? So, and high, the vocabulary word for high is altus, alta, altum. Okay, so my stem is alt, A-L-T, and I know that I want to decline that adjective as a masculine, plural, ablative. So I'm going to come to my masculine column. I'm going to come down to the plural section and look at the ablative ending. Altis. Okay, so we have in is the preposition. Altis. And then mountains also has to agree in gender, number, and case. So mountains has to be masculine, plural, ablative. It is a third declension noun we already discovered. And so I need to think through my third declension noun endings. We have various is, em, those are the singular endings. And then ace, ibis, ace, ibis. So I want to take that mon stem, M-O-N, mont, M-O-N-T I meant, and then add the ibis ending. In altis montibus. And that's how we would translate in the high mountains from English into Latin. Okay, let's do one more. I'm gonna flip the page because there's more on this side. And here we have with a good man, number 4. Number 4. So again, first thing I want to determine is look at my noun and determine its gender, number, and case. Well, obviously this is masculine and it's only talking about one man, so it's singular. And it follows the preposition with, and in Latin that would be cum, which is a preposition that takes the ablative case. So I have that information right there to help guide my translation. So I already know with is cum. And then notice the adjective good. This is a quality adjective. And so it's going to follow the noun. So I want to do the noun next. So I need man, homo, hominis, to be in the masculine singular ablative form. Okay, so homo hominis is a third declension noun. I know that because the genitive singular ending is is. And so I need to think about the masculine singular ablative form of that. So I've got various is, em, so homine. And then good, my vocabulary word for good is bonus, bona, bonum. So I want to use that vocabulary word in the masculine, singular, and ablative. So I'm going to look in my masculine column, singular section, ablative, bono. Bono. So cum homine bono is how we would translate with a good man from English to Latin. I hope this has been helpful for you and have a great week.